Riddle me this, riddle me that. Warner Brothers has every dimwit confused. Because they're not following the company that shall not be named formula. Welcome to Doomsday T on DC this week, and got an interesting show for you, I believe, here. I think it's becoming clearer and clearer what Warner Brothers has ended up doing. And, you know, I'm not saying that Warner Brothers doesn't have any blood on their hands, because they certainly do. Especially with Mr. Snyder. Definitely unfortunate that we didn't get his universe and get his movies. I am a little disappointed, you know, that we didn't get it. What has happened is it made DC, you know, I mean, I guess you have two choices. Either you follow what the company that shall not be named, you follow their path, or you create your own, and you've got as much rich history or more than the company that shall not be named. And and maybe I'm crazy, but I'm looking at it like, you know, you could get, and this ain't going to happen, but I'm just saying, but you could get like, well, I'm not saying that it couldn't happen, but you could get Pattinson and Keaton and a Batman Beyond at some point. I'm saying 10 years down the road, maybe not tomorrow, maybe 10, 15 years down the road. I'm saying you could get any combination of movie Batmen or women that were involved, Poison Ivy or Catwoman, whoever. I mean, even Halle Berry. I mean, why not? And redeem her, maybe. I don't know. But I just feel like I'm going to leave. There's a meme that I pulled off of one of the DC sites that I follow and love, the Watchtower on Facebook. If you're a DC fan, get on there and watch those guys, or get on there and like their Facebook page and follow them. They're great, good conversation. It's usually pretty tame. I mean, everybody gets a little crazy every once in a while, but it's not too bad. And the administration's great. And, I don't know any of those guys personally, but I love following along the Watchtower and everyone in there. I saw in the Watchtower this meme, and it was like 4 articles. And I'm going to leave it up for a while, or maybe I'll keep it up as I speak on it. But basically, it's talking about, what has happened to the DC extended universe, what could be happening to it, what Warner Brothers has said and not, and the different changes, and then what it seems like that we've got. And that is, we are having like multiple continuities, basically. And is Shazam. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Shazam has to be with Momoa and Godot because the shirts, even the end, with the, even though it was like crayoned in artwork or whatever, it was definitely Momoa in those pictures. And anyway, so you've got that continuity for extent. Like we basically do have a multiverse, and I mean it was right there in front of our face, and it changes hard, and as you get older, it's a little easier. I mean, it's still never easy, according to what that change is. But and maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't speak for everyone, but I think we're closed-minded sometimes on what's right in front of us, and that's what they've been saying. Like the Joker is an Elseworld, and Birds of Prey and that Bat universe, and I guess I'm thinking, I don't know, is that going to be with Pattinson? Or with Pattinson, like I said, they're freely talking about, like, it's not like it used to be where they wouldn't like throw cool characters in, or you'd only have a certain whatever. I mean, like I said, they're talking about having Robin in this Pattinson movie. I mean, that's wonderful. That is great. I mean, put him in it, the first one. That's just, I love it. I love it. So, like I said, we're getting different continuities, so maybe we're not going to see Pattinson and Momoa and Godot, but even within that universe, that really doesn't mean that you couldn't get. I know people's going to blow me up for this, it doesn't mean you couldn't get Affleck back. I mean, they could do it. I'm just saying they could do it if they're being as open-minded as I think they're being with this. Who's to say we couldn't get that? Okay, or are we just going to leave it? Is Cavill not going to be signed? And I mean, I don't know. Is Miller and Fisher out? I mean, I never heard that they re-signed, and this is what, the 7th, 8th of June today. I mean, I haven't heard. Like I said, that don't mean anything. Things lag, and they could be in talks. That's for sure. But I don't know. There's been talk, somebody did like a fan thing of the guy that was Havoc in the X-Men movies. They did, I guess it was a fan picture of Lucas Till, the guy, I guess, that would replace Ezra Miller if he's not Air Flash, or he could. Like I said, this was a fan thing. I don't think this was like, anything, it wasn't permanent or whatever. It'd be all over the place. But it was interesting and a possibility. Like we said last time about Hawk, the guy that plays Beast, like him being Robin or Riddler, man, that's a good possibility because he was cast. He was up with Pattinson at the end to be Batman. So a lot of times there, you've got two like that together. The one that doesn't get it will get the villain spot, or with him, I mean, I could see this kid as Robin. So who knows? Like I said, they're being very open about these universes. Like I said, we're definitely getting a Bat universe, and I'm just curious. Are they going to throw Suicide Squad into Pattinson's universe, or are we going to keep it, with Godot and them? And what do we? And we'll see how this plays out. We might only be getting Aquaman and Wonder Woman movies from that side of it from here on out, and whatever's going on with Pattinson. We might get it, what if we ended up with another, and this would be, 5-6 years down the road, we ended up with another Superman, Wonder Woman, and a whole other Justice League, and that might be what's going on, and they're going to ride a little bit of the coattails of Snyder, or, and like I said, if that's successful, maybe they will continue on with that and throw a little money at it. Like I said, I think they're just leaving it wide open. They know they have content, they got movies to make. We talked about New Gods last week. Supergirl's still, that right there is talking about resetting the Kryptonian side of things. So if you got Pattinson resetting that, who knows? And like I said, or you could throw in Godot and Momoa since they're successful, and throw them into the Pattinson verse. The Patman verse, and and then recast everyone else. I don't know. It's wide open, and I think, like I said, they are putting out movies and seeing what kind of success they have and putting things together. And like I said, we're getting a lot of people in these movies. It ain't like it's one villain and one hero or something. It's a bunch of people. We're getting, my gosh, with Birds of Prey, you're getting most of the girls of the Justice League, except for like Wonder Woman and, maybe Power Girl and Supergirl and, a few other ones or whatever. I mean, like I said, we're getting stuff. and honestly, I think we're just seeing where it goes. And like I said, it's wide open. I think they are looking at it, like I said, going back to the Keaton, doing a Batman Beyond, and what if you had, Keaton and Pattinson there. Another thing cool, DC Extended Universe news, they did like the Golden Eagle Wonder Woman art with like this 80s kind of trippy psychedelic background with like Wonder Woman, the W's, almost like crystal looking or eagle. I guess it was eagle looking. I don't know, whatever. Like the way the wings are typically on that golden Wonder Woman suit that they had her in this movie poster for Wonder Woman 84, which comes out in, well, a little less than a year now. I think June 5th, 2020 is when it's coming out. So they had that artwork, and we actually had at a licensing convention, they had a picture of Wonder Woman. She was kind of squatted down, and it had the 84, but it had her, in her suit, very, very cool picture, awesome picture. And of course, I'll pop it up here. I'm sure it's probably on there while I'm speaking. But that was really cool to see a couple of new Wonder Woman pics. Always love to see it. Another just cool tidbit of news is Snyder liked a posting about Pattinson, being cast as Batman. Like I said, guys, who knows what's really going on? And think about it, they're making a bunch of movies. And speaking of that, people have complained, there's not going to be no Black Adam, no more Shazam movies, whatever. Well, interestingly enough, right as I start to record the video part of the podcast here, breaking news. Black Adam has a director. And, it's call it Sarah. I remember the guy, he did the remake of House of Wax. And I thought it was great. I loved that movie. But anyway, he's definitely done a bunch of other stuff. And he has just got done doing Jungle Cruise for Disney that has The Rock in it. And so, like I said, it's happening. I mean, him and Rock, obviously everybody, he just directed The Rock in that film. And here we go. It's moving. What they've been talking about for a while now. And like I said, in that movie, we're getting a Justice Society. We're getting a lot of stuff. And like I said, honestly, I know that it sounds crazy and it might not be right now. We could get a Man of Steel 2. It might be, it could be 10 years from now. But wouldn't that be cool? Like, I just think they're being open about it. They're letting things play out like it is. And if they want to have a couple of different continuities going, listen, I'm all for it. Are you kidding me? What if we had 3 Justice League movies and different continuities come out in 1 year? I mean, I know that's not going to happen, but that's possible. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they've opened up a can here that I don't know if everybody's following what they've done. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I'm the lunatic. But I hope I'm not, man. I hope I'm right on this. And I hope that I'm reading the tea leaves, man. And it excites me if what I'm thinking, like I said, at least if I'm thinking they're being that open-minded about this universe and this worlds of DC, like, I'm starting to get it, man. I'm starting to get it. Like I said, we're getting the Justice Society with Black Adam, that story, with the Guardians, and then you're talking about the New Gods. Who knows where this is going, y'all? Start putting it together in your head. Quit bickering about stuff and be happy about what we're getting. And like I said, I know that's crazy, and I'm probably wrong, dead wrong, but we could get a Man of Steel 2, and maybe we get it in 5 years, maybe we get it in 8 years, 10 years, maybe we get some of this stuff. Maybe they let Zach actually even shoot the rest. You get Affleck and they shoot a sequel, or they fix the job. I mean, who knows? Now, that's probably not going to happen. I'm dreaming. I understand that. I understand. But just, open your mind a little bit, because even though we're probably not getting the bigger things of what I'm saying, or how open my mind is about it and what I'm hearing from them and how I'm understanding it. But if we get half of how open I am about it, or we even get a fourth of it, that's cool, man. Like I said, we're getting good stuff, y'all. Everybody needs to calm down. Like, I get it. I'm passionate about the Justice League and what we should have had and what we could have, and I still want the Snyder Cut. I will always be wanting to get that. It will never leave, my brain or whatever. I will always be for the Snyder Cut being released. I will never waver on that. I do want to see his cut of the Justice League, and I would love to see the other 2-3 movies, whatever he had planned, finish out at some point. That would be really cool, because I get it. It's his own story. It's not, and it's a mixture of things or whatever. But be happy. Who knows? Like I said, we could get, we might get a Justice League movie in a few years, but it might not be with Cavill and, Godot and Momoa. It might be with Pattinson, and who knows who plays Wonder Woman or Aquaman. I mean, and maybe it is them. Who knows? So, okay, enough about that. I'm just trying to, like I said, trying to think of things, to open our minds about, what could happen. Like another meme that someone put on there, we'll never see Ben Affleck's Batman get his revenge on Joker and Harlan for Robin's death, and that makes me sad. Well, maybe we will. Like, probably not going to see that, but maybe we will. I don't know. I don't know how open they are about it, and we'll just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and find out. But that's what I mean. Don't be so down about what's gone on and what's happened. It has happened. But has it expanded, their minds? Has it expanded what's going on here? And, let's just let it all play out, because things are being produced, and that's all that matters, right? I mean, come on. Another little tidbit of news I wanted to bring up in this episode is Quentin Tarantino has brought up doing the Django Zorro movie, like a crossover movie. And Quentin Tarantino, I like most of his movies. I do. Honestly, Django would probably be my favorite one of his. I love Reservoir Dogs for sure. Pulp Fiction's okay. Kill Bills are okay. Whatever. I like Tarantino. I'm not against him. But Django was, honestly, man, Django, it's my favorite of his. So I always like Zorro. I'm always, as a kid, if you're a Batman, you're into superheroes and all that. Like, I don't know where you might have got started, but Lone Ranger, Zorro, I always loved those guys. And then it goes on, like I said, it goes on from there to the Cape Crusaders. So, but I thought that was interesting. Tarantino doing, who knows? Boy, it's all, it could hit or miss, but I guess he would use the Django tone, and make it a Zorro movie, I guess, So that's actually something interesting, that will have a DC Vertigo, label on it. So just wanted to throw that at you guys on the show. I'm thinking about cutting it here tonight. Titus Titan, there's a couple parts, like on the T's Toys, I want to tell a story and he's in it or whatever. And then there's a game that me and him has been playing that I want to put on the game review also there. So I think I'm going to cut it here tonight. And I do appreciate everyone watching, but I just really wanted to emphasize on this episode. Uh, Everybody has a really closed mind, and they're really not seeing, I think, the full picture of what we're getting because of the mistakes that were made. And those scars, people can't look past those scars right now to see that. I mean, Warner Brothers has not gave up on DC, and like I said, DC has a ton of content, and we're getting it. You look at read the tea leaves of little people. It's right there in front of us, and people want to complain. And like I said, right now, yeah, it looks hopeless on getting a Man of Steel 2 or something like that. But honestly, I have more hope for it now than I did, a week ago or a month ago whenever I started realizing we're getting these ensembles, we're getting this other, I think the Pattinson was the thing that really broke it for me. Like, okay, what is going on here? And that is where I'm starting to realize with the Joker and with what's going on that we're getting multiple continuities here. It is like the 52 or the multiverse of DC. So I say let it ring. Let it ring. Keep it up. But thanks for watching Doomsday T on DC. I always enjoy doing these episodes, and I guess that was kind of my state of the DC address I wanted to do for episode 12. Especially with, I think, the confusion that seems to be out there about, certain things and about what is going on in the DCEU. But I hope I've clarified it for you a little bit, If I did, leave me a like, make a comment. Even if you disagree with me, I'm not going to get mad, comment. But obviously where I stand. You're listening to me. But, and share this with your friends. Share it on your Facebook page. Share it on your Instagram. Share it wherever you can share it. Twitter. And I do appreciate watching. We'll see you next week. Where hopefully I can get, and it might be a little later episode. Because like I said, he's out of town at the beach. So he won't come in until like Saturday night. So it might be later on. But I'll get that episode out to you. And hopefully we'll have some really good news, man. I love reporting the good stuff to you, man, from DC. It always fires me up, So thanks for hanging out and letting me play Riddler for a minute. He's my favorite villain. But we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching Doomsday T on DC. See ya.